And welcome back now to tell us what the politics desk has for us in the week coming ahead. We speak to SABC News Political Reporter Natasha Phiri. Busy week for you, tracking the ANC in Gauteng province, number of regional conferences. What are you looking at?
Thank you so much, Oliver. So I think as a politics desk, we've been busy tracking what actually happens in the various municipalities. And like you've correctly cited, there are ANC regional conferences that are yet to take place. ANC conference in Johannesburg and in Tshwane, and of course there were disputes. But now we know in terms of Tshwane, a date has been set from the 14th to the 16th of November. Johannesburg, when it comes to the city of gold and the economic hub, we're still not sure. There are still some disputes that need to be dealt with. But just to jog the memory of our viewers, if those who don't know, the current Johannesburg Mayor, Dada Morero, is squaring off with his current deputy chair, Loyiso Masuku, who's also the MMC of Finance. Other names that are being thrown around for the deputy position is Alex Masilo and Eunice Mqina. For regional secretary, you have Sasabona Mangaye versus Lebogang Shabalala. Deputy secretary, regional secretary, I beg your pardon, Oliver, is Nomoya Mnisi and Lerato Bob. You look at the likes of Tshwane, you have Eugene Bonzo squaring off against Mr. Bushielo, Franz Bushielo. The position of deputy is Tangi Mukhale, who's also the MMC of transport, roads and transport in the city of Tshwane. Regional Secretary George Majila versus Raji Lumela, and of course the treasurer is Lila Jacobs versus Nicholas Munyai.
At the conclusion of these three conferences, Tshwane,
Ekurhuleni was in August.
Yeah, so
yes.
That already happened.
Yes.
So there's Tshwane and Johannesburg
yes.
that needs to happen. Does it paint a picture for us where the province is going for the ANC's elective conference, and of course when that takes place, and where that might lead to when the national picture begins to take shape?
It definitely does. And I mean, remember, we covered the ANC roll call quite extensively. And remember, the ANC wants to put in measures where they will actually now monitor the various municipalities, somewhat taking a model of, what Gauteng actually has in terms of the barometer. Now, we heard the Secretary General of the ANC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, saying that each municipality will be monitored and the performance thereof. If councillors, if mayors are not up to the task, or not actually, fulfilling their mandate, then unfortunately they'll just have to vacate the position. But I think it's very interesting, especially ahead of next year's local government elections.
Yeah. Is it still as competitive given where the ANC is electorally?
It still is, Oliver. I mean, the stakes are high. Remember, the ANC also wants to reclaim, as they say, the city of Johannesburg. Remember, they're under a coalition government, the government of local unity. So, I mean, the stakes are really high. Remember, but at the end of the day, Oliver, what matters the most is the people of Johannesburg when it comes to service delivery, right? Put politics aside, are people getting the water that they need, abolition facilities, electricity, and all of these things?
I mean, some people in the north of Johannesburg haven't had water for the last 3 days. You're also tracking the Madlanga Commission.
Madlanga Commission is coming up. Of course, very interesting things that actually happened this past week. But in terms of Monday, we expect an anonymous witness to actually testify remotely at the commission. As to how it's going to happen, we are not so sure. But just to recap what actually happened this past week, we saw Witness X taking the stand on Tuesday after News 24 and Daily Maverick had actually reached an agreement between the evidence leaders of the commission, Oliver, and the inquiry over the opposition to actually have those in-camera hearings. So a lot actually came out, revealed chats this past week. So yeah, but also on the sidelines, I think something very interesting that actually happened, and you covered it very well, the interview that you had with Brown Mokhotsi, and that was after his house in the Northwest was also raided. He said a lot of things to you, Oliver.
The most shocking of it was that he claims to have the necessary authorization to access state crime intelligence information, and he told me, I'm not Madlanga, he won't tell me what the basis of that authorization is, and I'm hoping to hear that come up either before the ad hoc committee or the Madlanga Commission.
And of course he will be appearing at the Madlanga Commission. We're not so sure when though, but yeah, these are just some of the stories we have on our radar.
Natasha Phiri, thank you so much for that, really do appreciate it. Natasha Phiri taking a look at the politics desk for us. Busy week.